So I've come back to the home screen here to show you guys what that looks like in practice, and just to get a little bit more of a feel as to where the market is moving in real time. So if we take a look at Alexander Isak again, you can see his buy price is 226 and his sell price is 215. You can also see in the last 24 hours he's up 36 pence per share. So let's just rewind 24 hours. That means his buy price would have been £1.90 a share. If you'd bought 100 shares, it would have been £190, and now that is worth £226. So in the simple buy low, sell high, you've made £36 there. However, you haven't. Your portfolio is worth that much, but it's worth bearing in mind a couple of things. As we just discussed in the selling shares section, the sell price is at 215. Now that is obviously not 226, so that's the first thing to consider. The second thing to consider is also that you have a 2% commission. So really it's 215 times 0.98, which is actually around 211. So it's worth just bearing that in mind when you're buying and selling. That even though you think perhaps the index is suggesting that you've made this much money per share, you just have to remember that there's commission and there's also sell cues. The second thing I'd like to draw attention to here is the spread between the sell and the buy. So here at Alexander Isak again, you can see there's an 11 pence spread. Now this isn't horrendous. This is relatively good. You sort of get an idea, but for reference, let's just take Jude Bellingham, for example. There's a 30 pence spread. Now, a lot of new index users would not pay attention to any of this, but what this is really suggesting is that even though in the last 24 hours Jude Bellingham's gone up 10 pence, the difference here is that there are more people selling, or there's a larger queue to sell Jude Bellingham. Then if we take a look at Isak again, that's only an 11 pence. So more people are tending to hold him. And so, yeah, even though in both situations the player's value is rising in the last 24 hours, the spread is suggesting that more people are holding on to Isak, whereas more people in comparison to Isak are selling Bellingham, if that makes sense. So the spread is just showing how long it would take you to potentially sell, and it's also suggesting that the instant sell price is lower in comparison to the buy price, and the spread is bigger just because more people are selling Bellingham than they are, say, Isak. I hope that's just given a little bit more of an indication. If we take a little look down here at odds on Edouard, you'll see there's only a 6 pence spread, and he has gone up 6 pence recently. The last 24 hours he's up 6 pence per share, but the 6 pence spread really is suggesting that very few people are looking at selling him right now, and actually his trend on the market is just going upwards. So there aren't that many people selling, it's a very low spread, and that's basically suggesting that right now at this current market he isn't being sold so much. So it's not necessarily that it's a bad bet with the others, but this one's slightly easier to spot that the trend in the market is that more people would be holding Edouard than they are selling. So it's just worth mentioning that in real time, so you get a little bit more of an idea of how the buys and sells work in the market in real time.